Hello, Mr. Ben.
Hello.
A big congrats on Snoopy Presents, a summer musical, sweet, smart, and worthy of the iconic Snoopy brand. And the songs you wrote gave me all the feels.
Awesome. Well, that's really nice to hear. It was a lovely project to do, and a complete honor, you know.
When I think of collabs, I never think of Ben Folds and Snoopy, but here we are, and the result is amazing. So, how did you get involved in writing some songs for the Snoopy musical? Give us quick genesis.
Oh, look, I worked on one thing with him before, and it was an episode they wrote called "It's the Small Things, Charlie Brown,"
Yeah.
and I wrote a song for it called that. To be honest, I believe that it was called something else until I wrote the song. I can't confirm that, but that's what I understood. Um, but yeah, so I got all my starstruck stuff out of the way on that one, and we all knew each other. So when they made a musical, I feel like it was a natural thing that we do it together.
When writing for a musical piece, it is like writing the script for a character or a setting, right? I mean, pages and pages of script into one song. Is
That's
that
right. Exactly. That's the way it needs to be seen. And the writers on this are great. They understood that you let the songs kick the field goals. And so they set these things up with the script. It's like, okay, Charlie Brown, this is where I entered in the middle. Is Because the first two songs are great and they were written by Jeff Morrow, and it was a team of writers, and they do a lot of Broadway stuff, and they knew how to set this up. And then I come in and Charlie Brown is in a hole. So it's kind of like I feel like I showed up like in a paramedics, outfit. It's like, oh my God, Charlie Brown, he's just so bummed that look, the camp is not going to survive. And it's like, Charlie Brown, how do you feel about this? And so my job is to express that. And I know how I would have felt as a kid, and I relate to Charlie Brown. So boom, wrote a waltz. Next. It was just really quick and fun.
I love it. I mean, that song. I think you're talking about when we were
When
light.
we were like, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it made me cry, and JD sang it beautifully. When we were light as the cloud.
Oh, he's such a great little singer. Yeah, that was one of the fun things about this was, the first time that we worked together, Peanuts, I wasn't involved in recording the kids.
Yeah.
I wrote the song, did my demo, sent it in, and they sent something back. And we all felt like we could improve on that if I got to, produce the sessions that were my songs. So I'm on these Zooms with these kids in Canada, and Jade was awesome.
Oh,
And he was such a great singer that he started out singing circles around what I had written. And I had to be like, I hate to tell you this, but sometimes being a good singer is going to be about not being a good singer. Because Charlie Brown is not like Mr. Broadway. You know,
right.
doesn't you don't imagine him like having these chops and dancing and singing. It's got to be very personal. So, he had to be like, Jade at a young age had to be like okay with doing this big project everyone's going to hear, and we don't get to hear how good he is. But to me, that makes him better because he's playing a part. So Jade and I talked about it. It's like, look, he's a very quiet kid and he's bummed about camp. How you have to be an actor now, and he was stunning.
Oh, and the optimism of the song Look Up Charlie Brown. But the final song, though, I really, really love because Leave It Better. I mean, it talks about looking forward to the future, but don't forget the past. It's celebratory, but also a cautionary tale, I believe. Do you agree with me on that?
Absolutely. And thank you for listening so deeply because most adults don't, and the kids do. So you're thinking like a kid, which I love. And that's the way I was thinking when I listened to it, because like think about all the times your parents have said things like, you know, um, uh, you need to do your best, but sometimes your best isn't good enough. And you're like, oh my God, like I'm going to do my best, but sometimes your best is good. The kids get to be the ones to tell the adults that. They're
Yeah.
like, look, you did your best, and we have pollution, and we've got, this campus being knocked out so they can make more money to make a mall. All those things, like you did your best, but maybe it wasn't good enough. It's okay. We've got this now. Wish us good luck. And the reason I said that was because I thought kids know that they're not going to do everything perfect either. They're not one dimensional. They get it. So they can see how scary the world is, and they also have some confidence they can take it on. And so I wanted that to be in the song. Yeah, the song's a celebratory, you know, upbeat song at the end, but I wanted to put the kind of barbs in it that I know that kids know you can't save the world with one show.
Right. Right.
So and Peanuts gives you a world where you're allowed to spread out a little bit and two thoughts can exist at once. And that's just, I think that's a gift.
Oh, and thank you for the gift, Mr. Ben. A big congrats on Snoopy Presents, a summer musical. And remember, leave it better.
Yes.
Bye for now. Good luck on everything.
Thank you very much. Good to talk to you.